What's going on, my dudes? This is Math Time with Mr. G, and today we're going to talk about writing rational numbers in decimal form. So rational numbers just means that it is something that makes sense, something that we've seen before, so like 10 and 7. If you see a crazy symbol, that is something we haven't seen before. So a couple vocab. Terminating means that the decimal ends. So an example of that could be 6.31. There's no more decimals going. It stopped. It stopped at 3.1. So wherever the decimal stops, that's the definition of terminating. So repeating is that there's a pattern that never stops. So if it was like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, I'm not done dividing, but it's going to keep going on for forever. And irrational means that there is no pattern and never stops. So an example could be 1, 2, 7, 6, 3, 1, 4, 2, 7. So there's no pattern, but it's also going on for forever. So how do we convert something from a fraction to a decimal? So whatever is on top, our numerator, goes inside the dividing house. Our denominator, the bottom number, always goes outside the dividing house. So our first question is, can 4 go into 3? Nope, 0 times is that true. So then I add my decimal. And then I add a 0. How many times can 4 go into 30? 7 times. And then I subtract, add a 0, bring it down. How many times can 4 go into 20? 5 times. So 3/4 is the same as the decimal of 0.75. Because this stops, we would say this is terminating. So for our next one, our numerator goes inside the dividing house. Our denominator goes on the outside. 3 goes into 2 0 times. Add our decimal. 3 goes into 20 6 times, giving us 18. We subtract, we get 2. Add a 0. 3 goes into 20 6 times, so minus 18. And then do you see how it's 20 again, and it's going to be 6 again, and it's going to be 6 again, and 6 again, and 6 again? So this is repeating. And the way that we would show repeating, so we don't have to write all these 6s, is we just write the pattern, the little bar over it, and that tells the reader that it was repeating and I'm too lazy to keep writing. And then our last one is our numerator goes inside the house, denominator goes on the outside. 7 can go into 11 one time. And then I'm going to add my decimals, bring down my 0. 7 goes into 40 5 times. Bring down another 0. And then 7 can go into 50 7 times. Bring down another 0. 7 can go into 10 one time. And do you see how we're going to just continue to try to work this decimal? But there's no pattern. It's never going to stop. It just keeps going and going and going. This is what we would call as irrational. So remember, you guys, I just want you to be kind to each other, ask lots of questions, and think deeply.